we'll get a session in here and hopefully get a lot done here. Thanksgiving tomorrow. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. And then, yeah, I think this is a fitting app for Thanksgiving. So it makes sense to work on it here. We don't have too much left to do. It's basically just finishing the affirmation page, which will hopefully get done today. And then we have to build the home page, which is sort of just a combination of the affirmation page, the home page, and then I want to add in like a motivational quote piece to it. That portion we won't get to today just because I don't have a list of public domain motivational quotes that I'm able to use. But maybe we'll get to that, at least building the functionality with a few quotes, and then we can add to the list. But yeah, after those pages, we basically just have to do a settings page where we can add some reminders, maybe a lock screen. And that's really it. Then we're kind of off to the races a little bit. But yeah, I think we'll get going on the affirmation page now. So I created another JSON file similar to the prompts file. Actually, I want to make sure my audio is working here. See what our settings are on the mic, audio input, microphone array. See if that's any better. Is this any better? Is this any better? I don't know. Doesn't sound better. That sounds a little bit better, actually. So, all right. We'll roll with that. All right. So I created another JSON file similar to our prompts file to hold our affirmations with some different categories. I just put 5 in each for now. Oh, gotta shut that off. Mute what I'm actually watching. But okay, so we have these categories now. Put 5 in each just to sort of to seed ideas and potentials. We'll probably add more, but a lot of these I think you'll be writing and creating your own. Yeah. So we have to first add this affirmations.json file to our assets in the pub spec, similar to what we did with the prompts one. So let's do that. So affirmations.json. Save that. Run pub get. Oops. And then back on the Affirm page, we actually have different categories. I changed that up a little bit. So let's do that. We'll do personal relationship. Wealth, health. Faith, growth. Personal. So the first one will be personal. We gotta switch up probably some of these icons. So career will be okay. I think relationships will be okay. We need to add in one here for wealth. I don't know what icon we can have for that. Maybe that. After that is health. Whoops. So we actually want this to come down here. Wealth, fitness, faith. So I think that would be one. Let's see if Font Awesome has one. In their free package that we have imported. Let's see. So we're gonna have to come up here and import Font Awesome Flutter. And then FA icon is going to be some icons that cross. What they have for a growth icon too. Growth, grow, seedling. So we'll use the seedling. That's a pretty good one, I think. So we're going to want to copy one more of these. Seedling. Yeah, I guess let's just check in and see how this looks. Oh, whoops. We don't have family anymore here. So we have families kind of going into relationships. What is going on? When I click there, I don't know why. Growth. All right. So that failed, but we'll regrow it here. Man, my back's kind of been killing me sitting here, doing a lot of work on my couch. I need to get back to working at my desk. All right, and then don't really know what's going on. That bug, but it doesn't seem to happen on actual phones. So if we come over here to, well, first let's make sure our calendar is still working. Let's drop back to the 16th. Oop, we didn't save anything there. I think it was the 15th. Drop back to the 10th and we're good to go. If we go to the Affirm page and we're going to add, so it looks like we run out of space here. Let's see what other icons we can use, and then yeah, we're just gonna have to make the icons a little smaller. It's not a big deal. Work. Briefcase. I like that briefcase better. Personal. Let's try self. Yeah, so I think we'll just use the one we have for that. We'll change the work one. Self. Relationship. We can leave as the heart. I'm fine with that. How does our heart compare? Pretty close. Wealth. I don't know how a lightning bolt comes up as wealth, but whatever. Money. I think we'll leave that one the same as well, and then fitness. Since we're already using a heart for the other one, I don't really want to use the heartbeat. So it's basically between this running one and that icon, and I think I'm gonna go with the running one. So we need to change this icon and this icon, and then we need to shrink them all a little bit. So let's do that. So for fitness center, this is actually going to be an FA icon. We're going to do awesome icons running, and then for work, we're going to change that to an FA icon. Awesome icons dot, what's that called? Briefcase. And then at 48, they're too big. Let's say we go 40 on all of them. Especially because I think we're going to have to add a little bit of spacing here. So let's refresh. Let's see what we get. So they fit, but it still doesn't look that good. Not having much spacing between them. But we don't want to make the buttons too small to where they're hard to tap. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. So maybe the approach is not to do it just sideways where we're just changing what's underneath and setting the set, and we're actually just going to set these as like header icons, and then we can pull in everything from the JSON file underneath that. Yeah, I think I'll try it that way, and that'll be a little bit cleaner, I think. So rather than a row, we'll do a column with all of them, and then within that column we'll have other stuff. I don't know if this will automatically scroll. I don't believe so. But yeah. So I guess first we're going to need our add your own. So we'll go text. I might have to do a list view, but let me just look up Flutter simple dialog vertical. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so I think I got to make a scroll view. I'm actually going to be making a list view. Let's show simple dialog with a list view. I tried using container. I don't want it to have a specific height and width. We can get the context of the phone and set it that way with height for the vertical list view. So let's do that. So we're going to have, I guess first let's make sure this doesn't work. Test. Let's see if it gives us the error. Yep. So it does look like that gives us the error. We're still going to get an overflow if we do this, but we're going to put this inside a container. Container child list view. Then we're going to give this a height of media query of context size height minus. We'll take 20 pixels off the top. Not off the top because it'll probably go in the center, but and I don't want to double dot max finite. They're both, except that you define the list items called simple dialog options. Yes, but if you needed to scroll, that's the problem, is you needed to scroll, buddy. You needed to scroll. So I think this guy just missed the whole problem. So it wants me to pass in. Yeah, this seems like an oversight in Flutter that they wouldn't have it by default able to do this. Flutter simple dialog vertical scroll. That's literally the one I was just on. What is the error? Or do I have to do? Wait. I'm guessing that is also going to result in an error. No. Okay, that actually worked. So that seems to be what we want. And now it's just a matter of filling in the list view. So first we'll have text, your own text style, text style, size, 24, width, font width, bold, make it. I want this to be a text field right away. So I maybe want you to be able to add multiple text fields, and I'm wondering how we would handle that in the state updating, I guess. We would maybe have to set a list of text controllers and create a new text controller when we add a new text field and assign that text controller to the new text field. Let's work on getting some of this layout done first, I guess. We are going to want input decoration. Hint text is going to be write our own. Now I have a row. Children. And in the row, we're going to have two children. We'll have the icon and the text. So then we're going to go icons dot person size. We'll keep it at 48. Our text isn't that big, so we'll go 40. Colors dot pink. And then the next thing we're going to want is text to be personal affirmations, style, text style, size 24. I mean, we'll have to see what this all ends up looking like, but weight, font weight, dot bold. Oh, let's make it pink. We'll see how this looks, I guess. And then that's it for the row. And then, so here's your question: is if I want to put each of these in its own full column, that's what I'm going to do. Just because it's easier to control a little bit then. So, like to separate each one. So now we have that. Now we can do a divider height. I don't even want to do 5, but we'll do 5. Thickness of 2. Colors dot pink. And then another nested column. And here's where we're going to have to start pulling in some of the JSON. So if we go to our main.dart, I have to do this a lot where I have to look up how I've used JSON in the past. Handle prompts. So maybe I just need to make this with a future builder to load it all, because I don't necessarily need to trigger the prompt. I sort of just want to load it to start. So we'll have to do that. So on this Affirm page, let's come out here. Feature for loading affirmation JSON, and then we'll have to put it all inside of future, which is fine. So future. Math, string dynamic, get. It's super annoying that every time I want to use a feature, it ruins everything. So it looks like I have to do this for a second. So let me kill my Android Studio. Kill that, and then I gotta go open up Android Studio again. Yeah, I do not know what bug this is with Android Studio, but it's super annoying. I think they just hate Flutter development. Oh wait, we don't want to import that project. We just want to open that project so that we don't have to rewrite everything. Bring you back. And we're back. And sure enough, once this thing loads and indexes, we'll probably not have this error anymore. Grabbing that. Drop that in here. We need to make this async. We gotta have convert. Damn, I can't do both at once. So we get JSON decode there and that there. And then I'm basically just handling the JSON from there. Get affirmations. I don't know that I want these. Oh, I do need to get it from the DB. Affirmations. That works. Because this is getting the affirmation JSON, and it's only going to be happening We're gonna have to check if these are added. So how are we gonna do that? A little bit of a hiccup here. Oh boy. All right. We can work our way through here though. So let's just wrap the whole simple dialog. Yeah. Let's wrap this inner container in a feature builder. So cut that feature builder map string dynamic. Future get affirmation JSON builder context pasting snapshot of the map string dynamic JSON return this FJSON dot FJSON doesn't have data or well FJSON equals null. Then we'll just return an empty container for now at least. All right, and then here, since we have that JSON, we can go I'll just make a function for that too. So we'll call that's going to return oh man, do I want to do that as a feature where I can then access the database from main app provider? Man, that sucks because I got to do a bunch of feature builders in there. I mean, I only want it. Do I have an affirmation model? Do I want to set the JSON suggestions into the affirmation model? So I don't necessarily know that I need to add these into the model Maybe I need to change my JSON to give them all. No, I can't do that. To give them their IDs like that. Unless I don't do the categories like I have them, and I just have each affirmation as one entry without being a nested list. And then I could maybe give them all their ID to be set. Rather than trying to do the match on the raw text. No, so here's why I think that's a bad idea to give them all their set ID, is because this is a thing where users will be creating their own, and determining what ID to assign to a user created affirmation will be a little bit more difficult. So I think how I have it set up is fine now, and then we'll just have to have this be a feature list widget. Category affirmations. Bring in a map string dynamic as JSON and map provider map to give us access to our DB. I mean, honestly, I might be able to just pass in database. Yeah, see, it makes all of these no longer viable. Yeah, and I'm just going to pass in basically. It's going to make me kill it again. This is unbelievable, Android Studio. This should not really be acceptable. But here we are again. Closing that. It's like every time you add any new future value, it breaks, and I don't get it. Moving that to this desktop, and we're back. All right. Oops. Affirmation category. App category. Ugh. And it's going to return basically a row with a checkbox. Man. All right. I think I can do this better. I want to do all of the getting of the JSON in one function. We'll get all the JSON, we'll check whether it's in the database. We'll mark it. Actually, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. We're still going to do it all in one function, so I'm going to consolidate that a little bit. But if it's already a value in the database, we're just not going to display it. And then you remove things from outside the dialog. You'll just remove it from the actual card for it. Yeah. Yeah, I think that'll work better. This is why sometimes this app development stuff is a slow process, because I do not have everything figured out before I get to it, and then I try to start thinking on how to do it, and my mind changes quite a bit, flopping back and forth. So we're going to get rid of this, actually, but maybe even from the main app provider we want to do this all, because then we can do the database. It's going to make that main app provider a little heavy, but we're handling everything else here, so it's the big old deal. Future. So the future list of widgets is going to be, is it going to be a list of widgets, or do we just want to return one widget? We'll be returning a list of columns. So list widget. Informations from JSON. Unbelievable. I have to look up why this is. Flutter Android Studio. Throws error when adding new feature. Yeah. Same here, same here, same here. June 1st. I'm on the stable channel of Flutter. How do I reload Dart analysis? Let's see if we can find some settings here. Oh, man. Dart. Installed. So what is this dude's answer? Flutter reload Dart analysis. Android Studio. Tool Windows Dart. Yeah, that doesn't help, man. This is super annoying. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'm just stuck doing this hot dog garbage. Every time I want to do something. Okay, that's better actually. Man, Diego Maradona died. That is crazy. That's unfortunate. He's only 60. I knew he was pretty unhealthy and had his drinking problems, but that's sad. The dude was a legend of the game, legend of the beautiful game. That is crazy. That's unfortunate. Prayers to his family and fans. All right. Get affirmations from JSON. So we're going to start by doing this. Not returning it though. Affirmation JSON equals that. Recently hospitalized and underwent brain surgery. Affirmation JSON. So now that we have affirmation JSON, we have to format that. So for now, let's just return, because we want to I don't even think we need that extra categories thing there. So let's pull that out. That's just an unneeded line. That's going to cause an error down there. Waiting for the tide to drop on the surf, so hopefully I'll be able to hop out for a few waves this morning. I was really hoping to get a lot more done here on the app, but I'm struggling. Surf looks super minimal right now. I think we got a lot of tide to drop out on it. All right. For let's see, affirmation JSON dot I don't know how to do key values. Start through key values of that. So value, and then I can just from the value grab that. Yeah, I think that makes sense. So for string key in affirmation JSON dot keys print key affirmation JSON key get affirmation from JSON, and then we're just going to return text. On the Affirm page, we actually want up here, we're going to want main app provider map equals provider.of main app provider contacts. List of widgets. I need this container to come out. X The whole feature builder can disappear. And then we'll have that. Here's where we're going to want to rest of snap.get affirmations from JSON. Builder context async snapshot list of widgets. Cat list. Or cat list that doesn't have data, then we'll return container, else return column children. Cat list dot data. Don't even know if this will work, but let's give it a shot. Sometimes you got to just try to force errors to see what's broken. And this will tell me what it is. So while it loads, we'll get a little surf check here. Still really small, but super clean. I bet it'll be fun in about an hour when that tide drops a little bit more. And that Diego Maradona news is crazy. All right. We need to force the hot reload for that bug. And then if we go to our Affirm page, we'll click on that. Huh. So doesn't look like it ran through that JSON. So we need to add some more print statements in here to see where it's breaking. Out in Joshua Tree a few years ago on my memories. I'm gonna take a video of how small it is. So what is broken here? Let's just print affirmation JSON and refresh. Oh, I bet I'm doing get affirmations, and I need to be doing get affirmations from JSON. App get affirmations from JSON. SS/affirmations.json. Affirmations.json. Bumps back. SS/affirmations.json. I know I've ran that pump yet. Right here. We should be getting some input. Oh. And I thought we were going to get done with this page. What a joke. Might not even get started. We're not even any farther than we were the last time we were on here, and we're an hour in. This is brutal, man. Brutal. Why won't this work? Why won't it work? Why won't I? Maybe because I'm tired, because I haven't been able to sleep very well the last few nights. Click on that. It's not running that future. What in the F is going on? Future running for affirmations. Getting affirmations from assets. Why is it not actually evaluating this freaking future, man? This is brutal. Map, get affirmations from JSON. That's the damn thing, bro. This is when stuff gets real frustrating coding, because it's like, doesn't give you any reason why this should not be working, but it's not working because screw you, that's why. main app provider, provider.of, main app provider context. That's what I have here. Provider.of, main app provider context. We have our future builder, but it's not running. How is it returning null? It should always be returning something. It's not even running. It's going to return null, but it's not even running because it's not throwing any of this shit. So what the hell is going on here? A feature builder that doesn't appear to be running its future and automatically returning null. What the hell is that? I'm not doing that. It's in a future builder. That's not what I'm worried about. Why is my future builder? So my future builder is just never actually running. What the hell is that? I guess we'll fully kill the app, we'll restart it up again, and it's still not gonna probably work. So we're gonna have to do that to get it to build up normal. Now we can do this. Come to the Affirm page. And it just instantly goes to cat list null. It never. So testing. So that ran. So let's try to switch it back. Okay. Rebuilt this a few times. What the hell is going on, bro? I might have to be hopping off here soon just so I can do some asking around for some answers. This is honestly unacceptable why it's doing this. Clicking on that, getting affirmations from assets. Print, prompt, string. Oh, we don't want to actually call that prompt string. String. Where is this breaking? All right, there we go. F string. So the problem seems to be coming from JSON decode. So let's make sure that's all sound. Get rid of these. It could be with those trailing commas. I forgot JSON had poor support for that. That could be it. Let's restart. I hope one of these things is it. That's it. Woo! We did it. All right, so now we can get in a little more building this out. So what it's giving us for each key is the key and then the list. Get rid of some of these prints. So we want widget list equals new list widget, and then we can add to that. So for each key, path list equals affirmation JSON key. Add header for the category, row with icon and name, and then left in list and create row with text and button. Only include if not in DB. First, we're going to have to do this. We're going to have widget list dot add axis alignment. We want to spread apart. We got to determine that icon. It's probably better if we create some sort of map from the names in the JSON, the keys, to the icons that I want to use for them from this page. It's not in the enum, it's more of App icon mapping. Personal. Change the color, but pink. Colors not pink. Gotta get rid of that one. Wealth and finances. Grab that icon as well. That in there. Change the color to pink. Health and fitness. I believe that's the runner. Up. Grab that. Youth and growth. Come back here. We want that. Drop that in here. Faith and growth. Growth. Control that. Drop that. Change the color. And there's our mapping for the app icons. So now we can get rid of this whole row, which is good. No longer need that. App icon mapping. So now down here we can get widgets.add. Oop, we need to get rid of this. This one I don't want space between. This one I want start because this is the header. Icon mapping key. size box. Width, we'll say we want 10. Text key style, text style. Size, we'll go 28. Weight, we'll go font weight to bold, and color will be pink. And this should at least be returning our rows of and it breaks somewhere again. But where's the break? Or is it more that I just have to rebuild all birth time? My cat list should not be returning no, but there's an error somewhere. All right, I'll be right back. List. Widgets, widgets, widgets. What in the hell? Why does it not exit? You could at least be giving me an error here, man. This is frustrating as hell. Okay, so that's all I had to do. That's better. Yeah, widget list add. I need to add some padding in. So I don't need either of these now. I need to add some padding to the dialog. Content padding. Edge insets that all. Let's just do 5. Let's do 10. We'll do 10. Add a little spacing there, and then let's finish up this here. So for in atlas, widget list add row. is already added. Just gonna we're gonna query the where all right, so we're adding a table now. So when we're getting our affirmations, basically what we're going to have is we're going to return what we have if it exists. If it doesn't exist, we'll run a create table query on the DB. Create table affirmations. So we have the ID column as a primary key, auto increment. Yes, that sounds right. We'll have, models. We'll have value text, date added, date added as an integer. We're not going to want the entry value. Date modified, integer. Path, audio path. Last played and active. Image path, audio path, last played and active. So we already have image path and audio path. Oh, we gotta get rid of prompt here. Image path, audio path. Last played integer and active integer. Since there's no bool in SQLite, so that's just going to be a 0-1 indicator. And then we'll create that table. And then we're going to query affirmations where value equals Oops. Path. Active 2.1. And then if is already added comes back as false, that's when we're going to want to add this widget here. Famous alignment space between children, text, path, style, size, we'll do 18. And then on the opposite side, we're going to want to check box. Man, there's a lot of stuff that I did not think through that I was going to need to do on this page. So we are definitely not getting this page done today, which is not good. But because right now where we're going to be at is we're creating these widgets in the main app provider, but we don't necessarily want to control all of the state for the dialog box within the main app provider. And we need a way to say like, hey, we are checking this value to add. So what do I have to do there? I need to find a way that I can handle that function here. I honestly don't think there's a way to do this. The way that I have it structured, I think I have to move everything inside another provider and just pass the DB in so that I can have a dialog provider. Because I don't want to be notifying listeners for the whole app when something changes. I only want to be notifying listeners for that. So I need to just rethink the whole way I have this damn thing structured. So maybe today was a waste of time and I didn't get anything I should have gotten done, because it looks like I'll be ripping a lot of this out and moving this whole function within another thing, within another provider that I'll have to pass in the DB to. I guess that's okay. I don't like it, but I guess it's okay. We're going to pull that out of map. And it's going to take a DB and the aff icon mapping. We'll just pull the aff icon mapping out. It's going to take a DB and then we're going to rip the whole thing out. Put it down here. We'll also go take that aff icon mapping. Pull that out. That down there. And then my error here, we're going to get rid of this. So we're pulling here, and then we're going to pass in map.db. Man, and then do I have to do another provider here? Nah. I'm going to take these and put them inside the state. Because then I can see I don't need this. I'm not really using that anywhere. I don't really need this anywhere. And then list of strings. Ooh, I actually selected affirmations equals empty list of strings. Sure. And then what do I need to do with that list is I'm going to have to check what's in there. And be updating the state. This might be a task to finish another day. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So we get from the assets there. So we want to check box circle. History detector. What do I need for these check circles? If it's not already added, Um, that contains, and then we can do so if it's selected, then we'll do font awesome icons dot solid check circle else font awesome icons dot check circle. And before I save it, where we're getting these affirmations, we'll also want to add a category as text. Value, category, text, models, string category, string category. Fudge. So, man. I think I'm wearing off the finish on this table from using my mouse. I get a little pad. So where does that leave me, I guess? I don't know that I need to leave the categories. I actually think I won't leave them. So if I leave the categories, then I just have to change on the affirmation page this from being a list of strings to a map. Map, string, selected affirmations, new map, string. The key will be the app value, and the category will be the value. So down here, we'll do contains key. Does it contain that key? On set state, add F key. I hope that didn't break anything. I gotta make the removal part work. If I wrap this in expanded, what an expanded does is basically takes up the available space. So hopefully this works. Yeah. All right. So if we're gonna go over to this affirmation page, now we want to add them. I'm going to add a little bit more spacing here, but it looks like this is working properly to be able to hit these. Cool. Size box, just to add a little spacing in here, we'll do 10 pixels between them. That's a little better. That's really weird. There's one thing I do want to do. Oop, goes down here. This container, we'll get rid of this. I want to try this in an expanded. And then we're going to take the text field out. And then after the expanded, we'll have a row of buttons. Children. border radius all radius dot circular 15. Color is dot pink. Add affirmations. And then we'll just make that a dummy for now. This might throw some errors. Expanded is weird. So if we take everything and put it in a container. Nah. Everything and put it in a column. Still probably won't fix it, but so I gotta find out how to put an expanded in a dialogue. How damn annoying. This is where it gets a little redundant because we have to do, honestly, kind of a lot of nesting here. Because now we have this column which has everything, and then we have to take this column and nest it in another container that has size. A little redundant, but child container. I go with so we do at least now have defined sizes. This is not acceptable. For the bottom of this to be getting cut off. Oh. All right. So I need to figure out why the bottom of this is getting cut off. Yeah, my expanded should only be taking the rest of the available space. So this is not right. Let's kill it. Let's rebuild it. Let's see why it's not working at all. Oh boy. Dude, this is a nightmare, kinda. A buggy day. 2 some hours and I did not get much done, but we'll go to this page and we'll check it again, and it's not working at all. Minus. Let's see if we take off 250 and if that even affects the height. That does affect the height. So let's take off 150. All right, so I guess we just needed to take off enough. So to be safe for some other phones, we'll do 200. Cool. All right. So I got to do most of the data part, to where we're actually saving these to the database and updating and things like that. But that'll be for another time. I got to get started with the rest of my day this morning, but yeah, not near as much progress as I was hoping to get through today. I was hoping that we would finish this affirmations page, but ran into a lot of bugs and just did not really have all of the architecture figured out in my head of how we were going to do this, how it was going to lay out and work. It's the nature of the game when you're developing and programming. So yeah, we didn't get as far as I wanted, but I'll probably maybe try to hop on again over the holiday weekend and maybe even be able to finish this thing up, at least finish this page up, I hope. But yeah, other than that, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy the time off if you have it, and remember to be grateful for everything that you do have. Peace out.